Hi everyone, it's AJ with North Capital Mortgage, and today we are going to discuss real estate investing with the BRRRR Method. The BRRRR Method is a pretty common strategy that many utilize to establish their real estate portfolio and expand on it in a fairly quick manner. And there's a number of steps that we'll cover today. We will go over what the BRRRR strategy is, how it works, and how it can benefit you and help you create wealth over time. But before we proceed, if you find this video of interest, please send a like or follow the channel. I would definitely appreciate it. So the BRRRR Method, this is an acronym and it stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. And those are the 5 steps of the BRRRR Method. So the first one is buy a piece of real estate. So we're not just buying any piece of real estate. We want to find a property that is undervalued, which requires rehabilitation. Step number 2 is to actually rehab the property. So you're going to put time, effort, energy into fixing this piece of real estate up to its potential, so you can then go to step number 3 and rent the property for passive income. Once that is finalized, you can do a cash out refinance to pull out the equity that you created and the cash that you put into the property to move on to step number 5, which is repeat the process. So this is a method, the BRRRR Method, which you can utilize to establish your first piece of investment property real estate and then to really rapidly expand on it over a period of time. Let's take a look at a quick scenario here. So let's assume that we have a property that we've identified, which is undervalued, needs some rehab for $400,000. We're going to finance that at 80%, put $80,000 down, and assume a rehab budget of $75,000. So we're $155K out of pocket on this particular project. After the rehabilitation is done, we're going to assume an ARV, or an after rehabilitation value, of $575,000. And that should command at 7% gross cap rate, $3,350 a month in rent. So once this is all accomplished, we will do a refinance into long-term 30-year fixed financing, pull cash out of the property at 75% of the new value. We'll get our $140,000 out, and we will repeat the process. And this is a great way to establish and expand your investment portfolio with real estate. So how do we finance a rehab property? Well, I will tell you this. Conventional loans such as Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac generally will not work for a rehab project. And that is because those loans require certain living standards of the property. And most of the time, a rehab property will likely not meet those standards. So you have several options, the first one being cash. This is the easiest and the fastest way to finance this project. If you have cash and you're able to do so without over leveraging yourself, it's an excellent option and the fastest way to do so. Number 2 is a hard money loan. This is a short-term loan, generally 12 to 18-month term that can be financed very quickly, generally within a couple weeks. But one of the caveats is that you must have an exit strategy in place. Because it is a short-term loan, they're going to want to understand how you're going to pay them back this loan within a very short period of time, okay? A third option is a fix and flip loan. It is also really considered a hard money loan, but there's a unique aspect to this loan to which you can finance the rehabilitation budget. It's a bit slower, it's a bit more cumbersome in the process, but it works. And if you have an interest in this type of loan, please let me know. I can certainly help you with that. Once your financing options are established to acquire the property, you want to make sure you have your exit strategy in place for long-term financing and to recapture the equity that you've created. And those refinance options are generally going to be into a conventional loan, an alternative loan, or a DSCR investment property loan for that long-term financing. Some things to consider in a BRRRR Method strategy is, number 1, you're going to have upfront costs that can be high. So if you're not using a fix and flip type strategy and you're going to be out of pocket for the down payment on the loan as well as the rehab expense, it can get expensive, especially if you have, number 2, some surprise expenses. We all know that when we buy something like a piece of real estate, there could be things that we are unaware of, especially when we're pulling the property apart a bit to rehabilitate it. So make sure you're prepared for that, and you have a little bit more than your rehab budget set aside for you, okay? Number three, again, we discussed this, your refinance strategy. You have to have that in place prior to acquiring the property. You have to believe that you can qualify for that refinance. Otherwise, the BRRRR method will not work for you. Number four, you're going to be a landlord. So property management or self-management, which is better for you? Property management is going to be a little bit more expensive, probably save you a little bit of time. Self-management is going to be a little bit more of your time, okay? So those things you definitely want to consider. Number five, and this is a big one, you want to make sure that the property you purchase is in a desirable rental market. There's plenty of properties out there that are undervalued that need rehabilitation, but are they in a desirable market? Okay, so that's something definitely you want to consider. Number six is market risk. Everything you do has market risk. So this project may take you 6 or 8 or 12 months, and the real estate market can change, and it can affect you positively or negatively. So you want to keep that in mind when you enter this BRRRR method. So you can see, excellent option for you to establish a real estate portfolio and to expand on it. Let's look at some benefits. Number one, building wealth through equity. Number two, passive income through creating rental properties and receiving a rent that goes up over time. Diversification into the real estate market. And number four, my favorite, you're in control, okay? You get to choose where you want to invest, how you want to invest, what type of rehabilitation you want to do. And really, in doing all of these things, you really get to control how much equity that you can create for yourself, okay? So if any of this sounds interesting to you, if you want to establish a real estate investment portfolio or expand on one that you already have, please give me a call. Happy to assist. AJ at North Capital Mortgage. I appreciate your time very much. Thank you so much.